Inconsistent.
Guess so, nigga.
So by the time this airs, the eclipse is going to be at hand.
And we in there.
And we're in there. So it's interesting because I feel like there's a lot going on with this eclipse. Like more than the last eclipse. Like more people are talking about it than last time. The last eclipse that we went to, I feel like nobody talked about it. Is it just me? At least this one more, I feel like I've seen it. And I wonder if it's the state.
When you say more people talked about it, who are you talking about?
I'm talking about like the internet.
Ah.
You know? And it has to be social media. Because social media from 2016, 17 compared to now is a different world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
And it was because of COVID too. In the sense that people weren't as drilled.
Yeah. But now we're in a place where people are looking at the eclipse and also people are super conspiracy and
the flat earthers
situation. Like they're all in their own way of thinking of things and they don't want to listen to anybody else, which is your business. But it's still interesting. All right.
Okay. So I still don't know if I'm going, but
I'm in there, baby.
I am trying to see if I make that trip. It's just, I'm
gonna go.
I'm gonna definitely base it on the weather.
I'm gonna film it and I'll post it to our social media the day after or something, because the day of I'm gonna be caught up driving, stuck in traffic. But I'm definitely gonna post it, and then this episode will post right before it, so it'd be great. Anyway, so the eclipse is on April 28th. I'm lying. The eclipse is April 8th.
Yeah, what was it? 28th. I got time.
This episode should air on the 6th, so we'll see. The last eclipse we went to was on August 21st, 2017. Very fun.
That was 2017?
2017.
Wow.
Yeah. It feels like yesterday. I have the
video.
I have the video too. But I have it recording the sun only. Like we're not walking around recording each other. It's just me recording the sun.
I think I have the one that you see our reaction.
Yeah. So this time I told my wife, I'm like, we got to bring every old phone or old tablet we have that we don't play with anymore. We're going to charge it. And we're going to set them up and just to record all different angles. And then I'm going to take all of them. I'm going to put them together in like whatever program and chop it up into a video.
Okay.
And just so we can have it. The last eclipse, the one from 2017, it went from west to east. It traveled across the United States, right? It went from Oregon to South Carolina. And then we were in Tennessee. That's where we went to go see it.
That's right. We had to make a little adjustment.
Yeah.
Because we were originally going to Virginia, right?
No, we're going to go to North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah. But
God, what a great... We need to do shit.
Bro, I wanted to go to Texas this year. That's what
this one?
That's what I wanted to do. But time wouldn't allow. Because the day of the eclipse is on a Sunday, I think. And I wouldn't be able to fly onto Saturday to make it there. Like there's not enough time, especially with all the kids and stuff. But if I could leave on Saturday morning to get to where I gotta go driving, stop there, and then Sunday morning leave. Like it's a different way to travel. It's easier.
Yeah, it's closer.
Yeah.
I mean, it still ends up being the same amount of traveling time. No more.
No, but you're more in control of the travel because I'm driving. All I gotta do is unload my car and keep moving. When you go to the airport, it's kind of different. You gotta wait for them to load you, unload you. If there's a delay, like there's so many different ways it can go.
It's just more money too.
It's more money too. Yeah.
For no reason.
But in saying that, internet is on it. They're on it right now. This eclipse is going to travel from southwest to northeast starting, at least in America, from Texas all the way to Maine, which is across the eastern part of the United States.
Yeah, slashing across.
Yep. Mexico's going to see some of it. That'll be fun for them. There you go. That's exactly the travel path. That looks like such a great map, right?
Yeah, it's like it's so. And then when you see the globe on this side here, you see the general viewpoint. Like you're gonna be able to see something.
You know,
if you look at the corner here, you see the globe.
Yeah.
You see that purple stripe.
That you know what? That's the size of that's the moon. I think that's the size of the moon. I mean, I think it's smaller than that, but that's the shadow it's gonna cast technically.
That's the shadow. So you'll be able to see something.
Yeah, but the problem is the sun's in the way. So
Which
the
is
brightness of the sun overshadows what you
And
would
that's
see.
what they say. Don't look at that shit.
So that's why this, even if you're not going to be in the path of the eclipse, right, if you're off to the side, still get the glasses because you can look up and you can see the moon slightly cover the sun.
So you get partial. Of
You
the
get
crescent.
partial. If you're under the shadow, which is the fine line,
in between the middle here.
you can actually take your glasses off during the eclipse. Anywhere else, you got to keep them on the entire time. So the shadow is basically where the light of the sun
is completely blocked
is completely blocked. On the other ends,
by the moon.
Yeah, on the other ends, the sunlight gets past it. But this one, pure totality, darkness. The animals are gonna go crazy. It's gonna feel chilly.
Flat earthers explain this shit to me like if I am in 5th grade.
Yeah, I mean, I want to know. I'm gonna ask. That's what I want to know. But yeah. So that's gonna be the path of the eclipse. Now, because the way the eclipses are, one eclipse is one way, one eclipse is the other. If you
when
look
you
at it,
say the eclipse, one is the other, one is the other. What do you mean by that?
so the 2017 goes from east to west, and the 2009,
Oh, you're talking about their path.
yeah.
I thought you were talking about the difference between a solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse.
No. The lunar. I'm not even gonna talk about that. But this is gonna be. It's gonna form an X over the United States. The paths, which some people look at as a bad omen. It's gonna make
Of course.
X in the United
Or
States.
that's where the pot of gold is.
Also, that people are scared of the letter X.
Elon is
Elon.
not scared of the letter X.
Elon is probably gonna use this too.
Elon is X.
If I was him, I'd use this as a
marketing tool.
yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
X across the United States.
And where does that X technically form? What state is that? We don't know our states. Does anybody in the audience know? Raise
somewhere,
your hand.
It's somewhere in Oregon. I don't remember. I remember reading on it. I don't remember though. It's gonna be in Oregon though. All right. The last time there was a solar eclipse that did this, the letter X, was in 1918 during the Spanish plague. Okay, interesting. All right, very nice. It was also the end of World War II. Okay. And with the end of World War II brought the end of the Ottoman Empire, which freed Jerusalem from their, I don't know, I guess their government or whatever. And it became a free state, basically, of Palestine. Then the British came in and they started, the British made a deal with the Jews and the Palestinians that live in Jerusalem. I was like, look, if you join us and fight them off, we'll give you Jerusalem. But they promised both of them. So that led a problem for later on in the future.
Till this day.
To this day, yeah. What else? This is also going to be the most viewed eclipse in history because of the day is like a nice weathery time of year.
You also have a lot more people in its path.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of people. The weather's going to be better. People have cell phones now. It's going to be the most viewed eclipse in history, they say.
Really?
Yep.
Damn, son. And it's one of those things where it's like you're either there or you're not. It's not like you don't get a do-over with this shit, right? Because the next one isn't until when?
2040.
40.
We're going to be old men. 20 years from now, basically.
15 years from now. 16 years from now.
So I am going to try to see it. I think it's going to be more north towards Canada.
The next one?
Yeah, I think it's going to be way up. Way up. So I'm going to try. I'm gonna try them. Why not? What the heck? If it's gonna be that, if it's just a flight, I'm gonna
If
try.
you're still alive.
Yeah. Whoa. What are you doing?
Whoa, calm down.
Too far. All right.
It didn't open up all the images.
So because it's gonna be the most viewed eclipse, and the X and all this thing, people are going into the Bible and saying that they see things. Okay. So because the scientists say this is the most viewed eclipse, there's a Bible verse in Revelations 1:7. It said, "Behold, he is coming in the clouds, and every eye shall see him, with those who pierced him, and the tribe of all the earth will wail on his account of him." Amen. So they're saying, because it's the most
What was
viewed
the last part? The what whale? What?
they will wail on his account. They're like gonna cry.
Oh.
So because it's the most viewed eclipse, they're saying that because everybody's gonna see it, right? They're saying that this is the Bible prophecy because the whole world is gonna see him, because it's gonna be people are gonna be live streaming and everybody's gonna be watching. So people are looking at like the end of times. Okay.
Oh boy.
All right. So during this eclipse, they're going to pass over some towns in the United States. All right. Some of the towns across this path is going to be, the name of the towns are called Nineveh. Okay. There's a few of them. So 7 of them in total, they're saying. So 7 in the Bible is like not the Bible, but what people believe. 7 is the number of completion. Okay.
Right.
So in Matthew 12, verse 38, it says, then some scribes and Pharisees asked him, this is Jesus, saying, "Teacher, we wish to see a sign from you." But he answered them, ready? "An evil and adulterous nation seeks a sign, but no sign shall be given except for the sign of the prophet Jonah. For just as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the great fish, so will the Son of Man 3 days and 3 nights in the heart of the earth. The men of Nineveh will rise up at the judgment with this generation and condemn it. For they repented at the preaching of Jonah, and behold, something greater than Jonah is here." So if you know the Bible stories, Jonah was the one that was supposed to go to Nineveh to preach. He decided, I'm not going to do it. They threw him off the ship, and a fish came and swallowed him up and brought him to Nineveh and brought him there. So the interesting thing is, during that time that he was there was an eclipse over the town of Nineveh. So because he was there preaching, hey, God said you better repent or they're going to destroy the earth, and then all of a sudden the eclipse showed up, everybody repented because God gave him a sign. So people are looking at this and they're saying, Jesus said there's going to be a sign of Jonah. This is the sign he's talking about, the sign of the eclipse. Because the sign, when Nineveh got the eclipse, people believed. So he's saying this is going to be the sign to the Americas. At that time also, remember, it was the Assyrian Empire and people were like very mystical. So they viewed an eclipse like a bad omen. So they're like, oh no, we better hurry up. So the letter X in Hebrew is called Tav. No, yeah, it's called Tav, which is, if you look at this one, it's the letter X. So they're saying this is Tav, which is the last letter in the Hebrew alphabet. Okay, the last. Now, there was something that happened in 2003 called an annular eclipse. Happens every 2 years or something like that. But because of the position of the moon and the sun and the earth, they're further apart. The moon doesn't completely cover the sun. It goes in, it's smaller because of our viewpoint. So it doesn't really block the sun. So people didn't even notice it, that it happened. It happened in 2013. And the path that took was down south. It went down from what state is this? Washington, all the way down to Texas. It cut across downwards.
This is the moon.
This is called an annular eclipse. Again, most people don't even notice it because it doesn't really block out the sun. But you can see it if you have the glasses. You know. Now, if you look at this picture here, it looks like it forms the letter A. A is called Aleph in Hebrew, which is the first letter of the alphabet. So they're saying the first letter with the A and the last letter with the X. And in the book of Revelations 22:13, it says, I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. So they're saying this is a sign from God.
My gosh. There's so much drawing here.
Yeah, you gotta
draw, like, you know, when the detectives do the investigative work and they have the bulletin board with the line with the ball of string that's connecting this to that, connecting this to that. That's what we're doing.
You're seeing a lot of that right now. Again, it's a lot of people, you know, putting things together, saying, hey, what about this? What about that? It feels erratic. Just chaos. People really reaching, trying to make sense of things.
And what's the eagerness of knowing? Like, what's mankind's hunger to know why, when?
Yeah. To me, this is the pride of man.
Right. So I guess the question that stems from this naturally is like, if you knew when and where and how you were going to die, would you want to know? No. I
would want to know. If I could know, I'd be like, don't tell me the day. Don't even tell me the year. Tell me the era. Am I going to be a grandfather? Or am I going to die before that? Because if I'm going to die before that, it's going to change the way I live my life. If I'm going to be a grandpa, I want to make sure I live to that point. You know what I mean? If I'm going to die before I become a grandpa, it's like, all right, I might as well just ride this bad boy crazy. Do whatever I want. No, if I know I'm going to be a grandpa, like, all right, I got to take care of myself. See my kids, my grandkids, you know what I'm saying? But if I don't know, I mean, but I don't want to know the exact date. That's going to give me anxiety.
Or how?
I don't want to know either. Don't give me that either.
So you don't want to know at all?
No.
Unless grandkids.
I just want to know the era of my life I'm going to be in.
The era?
Yeah.
Like, where would you be in life?
Yeah. That's it. Just tell me that. Am I going to be retired? Because if I'm going to die before I retire, then, I don't know. I don't really care about the job now. You know? Anyway, we're going beyond it. Let's go back.
But you see what I'm saying? All these niggas chasing this end of the world stuff and wanting to know. It's asking that question: how am I gonna die? Or am I gonna be part of this type of ending?
Well, that's what it is. That's what I'm saying. It's the pride of man. It's them wanting to be special. They can't just be a regular guy.
And so
you gotta be special.
Because of these coincidences in America, why would God pick America to be the one that?
Exactly.
And not the Holy Land.
Exactly. The eclipse should be over there. Not over here.
Over here.
Well, who the hell are we? America wasn't even existing.
We were this.
Exactly. America didn't even exist.
What were we doing?
So, remember last episode, we spoke to Mike and he talked about, he talked about something else. We talked about
Project Bluebeam.
Where supposedly the United States are going to use they're going to fake either the second coming of Christ or an alien invasion, something like that. Anyway, a lot of news agencies along the path of the eclipse, let's go back to the path of the eclipse, along this line, a lot of local news agencies are saying this. They're declaring a state of emergency in advance.
Because a lot of people.
We're thinking with our brains.
We're thinking logically.
You're thinking too logically right now.
My logic is undeniable.
Yeah. All right.
But you're saying that all these precautionary measures that the government, the local governments are taking are just fueling.
Oh my God. They're on fire. One of them is saying, because what they do is I'll read the headline. Ready? Local EMA says you should stock up on food, fuel, and water ahead of the eclipse. You know what's highlighted in red? Stock up on food. And they're like, the apocalypse is coming. They know something we don't know.
Yeah.
Why would they tell us to stock up on food if they? First of all, why the hell would the government tell you to stock up on food? If they know something crazy is coming, if I was the government, if something wild is gonna, I'd be like, don't tell them anything. They're gonna go cause chaos. We need to prepare.
Yeah, but they're thinking, the government is thinking, let's warn them so that way when the shit pops off, they can't say, why did the government give us? Well,
but if it's the end of the world, why do they care what people think about them?
Oh, you're thinking about that. Yeah. Okay. Right.
That's what they're assuming it's the end of the world.
Right. If it's the end of the world, then why give us the heads up?
Yeah.
To fuck with us? Extra fuck with us?
Yeah, I guess.
Or to only want the people who were smart enough to read between the lines to survive?
Yeah.
Why would you want to keep them alive? Those are the first ones I would want to destroy. I want to keep the dumb ones that I can control.
Exactly.
This is what I tell flat earthers. Like, I'm arguing with this one girl, and she's just convinced. And then we went over the firmament in the Bible, and somebody broke it down like, that's explaining the two skies and like heaven, or the water's here, the water's shit evaporate.
If you look up in the sky and see clouds, guess what those are made out of?
So, like, he hit her with that one, and I was glad that it was somebody else that hit her with that one. And he sounded like a Tyrone. Get your dirty finger away from me, bitch. But when he explained that part to her, she was like,
Yeah.
And all I want a flat earther to do, Mike, for example, or any of you motherfuckers out there, just make it make sense. When I see science, so you know, because I feel like you're catching up to all this shit. I've been on all this. I was a nerd at school. You were a quitter, right?
A quitter?
Yeah, you were a quitter.
I was a quitter.
You were a bad boy in school. This nigga was a troublemaker. I didn't wear jeans until junior high school because I wanted to be properly dressed in school.
Oh, you were gay too. He was gay. That's what he just told me.
Anyway, so I remember they would blow up the
in John Jay.
Yeah, I was a
nobody. You're telling me nobody beat you up in school?
No.
Wow, they were scared of you. That's the only. That's it. That's the only explanation. You were probably. They were like, nah, chill.
So I remember in third grade, I was really heavy into the science. I actually won third place on the science award in the whole state. Anyways, but every year they would blow up the this big balloon, and you went inside, and they had one of those things that show you the stars.
It's like a planetarium.
Like, yeah, but it was a balloon that they inflated in the gym. And you crawled in there and they had all the stars, and they went and they explained all this shit, and it made everything make sense. Like when I look at the eclipse, for example, the way it works, the way it's mathematically figured out, I was like, oh, all of this makes total sense. And it would make sense that even the Mayans, for example, the Egyptians would have all this shit written down and figured out mathematically. Because, bro, it happens every year. And they transfer the information. You know what I mean? So, just make it make sense. If the earth is flat, make it make sense. There was a video, and I wanted to show that video too. Maybe I'll show Mike. That explains how, I think I said this to you, that explained how the flat earthers believe the sun and the moon work. How day and night works.
Yeah.
Did you see it?
I've seen 1,000 of those things.
And?
Doesn't make sense. To me, it doesn't make sense.
Why?
Because how would the sun illuminate, let's say, the North Pole in the same distance that it would illuminate South America on the right? It's such a longer distance away. But if you make it on a circle map, it's on one side of the earth. So it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain it to you.
So let me try because this is why I wore jeans in high school, but not in middle school.
This nigga went to school with no pants on?
If the earth is flat, right? If the earth is flat, like at this table, right? You're the sun, right?
Okay.
Look at you, right? You're the sun.
Yeah.
And you're over there, I would still see your light all the way over here. It would never be darkness over here. It would be dimmer.
Yeah.
It would be further away, like you're saying, but I would still see you. I would still see the sun. And the moon. The moon in the flat earth explanation makes sense because the moon is smaller and it's closer to us. So that's why when people say, oh, how is it that we see the sun and the moon at the same time? Both the flat earth and the round earth make sense.
Yeah.
Because the moon is closer. But it even makes the flat earther worse when it comes to the sun, because again, you're the sun. If you look at the screen, you're the sun. The table's Earth.
Okay.
Okay? I'm the moon, so I'm closer. I'm like in there. I'm like hovering around the table. I'm like closer to it. If you're further away, that means you're covering a greater distance with your light.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before.
So they would never be night in the flat Earth explanation,
because the sun
doesn't the light doesn't like hide. It permeates in all directions. So it's not going to say, well, I'm over here in America, so we're going to pretend like China can't see me right now, and China's all the way over here. It's like, no, nigga, I can see you. You're the sun. You're mad fucking bright, and you're so far away that I can see you from whatever direction you come from. Unless they're saying that the sun goes under the plate, under the table.
No, because it goes forever. The land goes forever.
The land goes forever?
Yeah. They believe that there's no end. It goes forever. It's flat infinity. The universe is Earth.
That just changed everything for me. Who told you this shit?
That's what I've seen it online. That's how they describe it.
So what you're saying is that we have land that we haven't discovered yet.
Yeah. Infinitely.
This is
and hold on. That's part of the conspiracy. They believe that the government's hiding all the land from us. They want to keep us in a tight group so land property goes up, and they can charge us more taxes.
Or they could control us by keeping us together.
Yes, you got it. You're waking up now.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is too much.
Here, look, I'm gonna say something right now. You're gonna be like, "Wow, I love it."
It's too much, guys. It's just too much. It's too much. It takes too much. And then what's the purpose of this lie?
I got it. Just take it easy, baby.
You know what I'm saying? What's the purpose of this lie? How does it serve them?
Push the button to make this.
That the Earth is flat. It doesn't make any type of sense. Let's see what we got here.
All right, you got the mouse. Go ahead, mess with this. It's showing a different eclipse. I can't find the one that's modern, like this day. This is from NASA. This shows the. You move it around. Grab stuff on the screen. Don't be scared. You see the shadow coming in as the moon's moving. The purple is the shadow. Right, you froze it because you're holding on to it. I think if you let it go, it starts playing. Or not. Oh, it's paused. It says right there. What am I saying? You're gonna restart it. There you go.
Play.
Real rate. You know what? You don't know what you're doing. Let me hold on.
Yeah, that's why you should have done it. You've played with this.
You see
before.
the light? See the eclipse coming this way?
That purple comb is the.
Oh, look, I can direct it. Now look.
Oh, now that
we
makes
can
sense.
see the sun and the moon. I don't know if you can see the moon right there.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could get closer to that. Behold behind the moon. Ooh, you can see the shadow? You can see how it causes the eclipse in one dot. You know what I'm saying? Earth, moon. You see the line, the moon?
Yep.
Earth, sun, moon. Let's see if it shows more. There goes the light from the sun. This makes sense to me.
Bro, make it make sense.
This makes sense to me. I like that it's interactive too. You see how it's happening? Like, this makes sense to me.
Absolutely makes sense.
Right?
It's picture books.
Okay. Look, I don't hate the flat earthers at all. I just want it to make sense. I want to learn, bro. Like, I want to know what you know. Anyway. The government's also telling people stay at home. Again, this all
another
fits.
thing is that it doesn't go all the way around the Earth.
No. It only hits certain points. The Earth is upside down.
Right. It only.
Which is funny because there's no such thing as upside down.
There really isn't. This is to control the time.
Yeah, you're rewinding history now. And that's basically what's happening. This is I know you're having fun right now.
Yeah, it's
but all these things that the government is telling people to do make sense when you know that there's going to be along the path of the eclipse a bunch of small towns that have very small populations. They're Their grocery stores, their gas stations, they're only ready for small populations. So when a huge influx of people come in for one day that want to pump gas, that want to eat lunch, that want to hang out, causing traffic, buying all the food in the grocery stores, you know what I'm saying? They're going to cause chaos in your small town. So the government's saying, don't be an idiot. Don't go to the store. Make sure you have all your medications you ready for the day. Make sure that you're not going to go outside because you're going to be asked out. Just take it easy today. Watch the eclipse, have fun, and let everybody, give them room to get out. Don't cause traffic. You know what I'm saying? So, but again, people got their little conspiracies they want to believe in. You're loving this map. I see it.
Again, I'm like Laws. It just makes sense. I can't even fathom, and the fact that you said that flat earthers believe that the Earth is never ending.
Yeah.
So what is the whole petri dish with the little bowl on top? How does that make sense? That doesn't make any sense.
Oh, sorry, that was your. All right, that wasn't for you. Don't worry about it.
That makes less sense.
But it only. So this is what I've seen. Okay, so imagine this. Imagine a infinite plane.
There it goes.
Yeah.
There it goes. Starting in Australia?
No, bro. You got the Earth
moving.
upside down. Australia's the other
Look, it's moving.
Yeah, it's cutting across. Very nice. We got the Earth upside down, so it's hard to tell.
How did you...
I don't know how you did it, bro. You did this. I gave it to you the correct way. So... Oh, snap. What the heck? Oh, that's funny. My phone started recording me talking. I was going to type this in. I forgot what the hell I was saying. Jesus. All right. Listen.
He's dumb.
Okay, so imagine this.
That was America.
What?
I said, that's Australia?
No, it's South America, nigga. That's what I'm saying. You got it upside down.
I don't know how to
just drag it. There you go. Now spin it that way. Jeez, this guy.
It already ended.
So imagine. Oh, damn, we missed it.
We missed the shit. Talking to you.
Yo, so imagine a long, flat plane of land forever, right? Or just imagine you're in the park and it's untouched snow. Okay? My favorite snow to play with, right? Untouched. So imagine you get a ball of fire, or radiating heat, and you put it floating above the snow, right? And you make it go around in circles, like literally like making laps. Whatever it's going around in, because of the heat, is going to melt all that snow. And there's going to be a land there available for people to live in, because the sun is keeping the snow melted. You understand? And so that's what they believe is happening. The sun that's going around like this is heating up the area and is preventing it from freezing, because the rest of the universe is snow. Remember, there's an ice wall and infinite snow.
So the sun is preventing the ice from freezing us to death.
Basically, yeah.
So what the hell happens at nighttime when the sun is not there?
We almost die every night. We almost die. We see. We're almost dead. Every night. When you wake up, just be thankful that the sun came up.
Let me ask the question in a better way. Make that make sense.
Wow. Well, hopefully we're gonna have a guest soon that can really explain it to us. I can't.
And this event that we're showing is the last one in 2017.
No, not even. This is the annular eclipse. This is a different eclipse altogether. This is the one I was telling you. I can't find the one for this year. I was hoping to find it on the website, but I searched. I couldn't find it. I found, articles and stuff, but nothing with an interactive map.
Right.
But, we'll find one, hopefully.
So the annular one, it happens every year, obviously, because it's in the name annular, right?
Well, technically it's every 2 years, but.
Annular. So, and this is a total eclipse?
No, it's not even a total eclipse. It's maybe, I don't know, bro. It doesn't cover the sun completely. So people almost don't notice it, because the light of the sun is still hitting you.
And the last one happened on October 14th, 2023.
That was the annular one, yeah.
Interesting. And why can't we see it?
Because the moon is further away. from Earth during one of these, so that it doesn't completely block out the sun. You remember how Mike in the group chat was like, "Oh, so it's yeah." We're gonna have to read this. He said, if I can find it, he goes, "The Earth coincidentally has the only perfect eclipse according to you guys." Remember he said that? Like, oh, that's suspicious. It's the only. It's not. We have things like this where it doesn't cover it completely. It's not perfect every time. That's why when it is perfect, we're like, whoa, we all got to see this. You know?
Okay.
Anyway. All right. We'll see if we can get this guy on.
All right. Let's bring our favorite, our version of Alex Jones.
Check out this preview of the next episode of GED Squared.
Satori is about predicting the future. So there's all kinds of AIs. Right now, AI to people means language. You know, these large language models, they can talk. And so that's been the latest evolution of the AI technology. So that's what it is to people. But there's other AI technologies. You can model anything. So you don't just have to model language. You can model images. And so they were doing that a few years ago where they were saying this AI figures out if there's a dog in the image and that kind of stuff. So Satori is an AI that predicts the future. That's what it's made to do. And you might say, well, what kind of future? Like, what are we predicting? Are we predicting the stock market or government statistics or the environment, or what are we predicting? And, well, you'd probably want that to be up to everybody. So Satori has a token. If you have some of the token, you can vote on what the AI should look at, what it should predict. You have control over the system at large.
Now back to this episode.
All right. So, Mike, welcome to the show. Glad to have you back here. Our resident Alex Jones.
Our resident Alex Jones. How are you this evening?
All right. So we were kind of talking about the eclipse. Okay. We kind of talked about what some people were saying about it. I want to hear what you think with your vast knowledge on revelations. What do you think is happening here? Is there anything special about this eclipse or not?
In my opinion, as far as something special on an eschatological perspective.
Your humble opinion.
Oh, no. Sorry, my light fell.
What he said?
His light?
My light fell.
He has like a flashlight with double D batteries.
Yeah. Because
He lives in a dungeon because he's scared. The government's after him.
Yeah.
Nah, so we were talking about the question I had posed to Noel was, we discussed this many times before, but make flat Earth make sense.
No, wait, we're not there yet.
Oh,
we're talking about the eclipse first.
Oh, okay.
I want to know if there's anything
so
that he thinks
as
is special with the eclipse.
Do you think anything? First of all, before you ask that question, are you going to the eclipse? Yes.
He has no choice.
I'm living in the eclipse, bro. I live it's gonna run right over my face.
Because you're in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
He's basically there. Yeah.
He's basically
he can't avoid it.
City.
Yeah. So where I'm at, it's actually gonna go past right over.
You know, you gotta get those You got the glasses yet?
Yeah, I got them.
All right, good. You know, do you have a telescope?
I have my phone. I want to see if it's gonna work for the eclipse.
Okay, I think we tried that. It didn't work too well.
It does not work.
But if you have
if you have S23 Ultra.
In that case, if you have a telescope, you could buy solar filters for it and just put it over, and it works, and you can look at the sun with it. Pretty cool. Anyway. All right, so he's definitely.
What are you expecting to see? What are you expecting to see? What are you expecting? Like, what's your mindset going in?
I'm going to tell you what I'm hoping for based on all the riffraff on TikTok. I want, if I can pick what could happen that day, I want to see the blackout, if there's going to be a blackout. People are predicting a blackout for some odd reason. They're saying
3 days?
Yeah, for 3 days or
It's
some
because
crazy
of-
shit.
It's because of the.
Like, how are we predicting a hack?
No,
on,
they're
son, you
they're
can't-
saying that that it's biblical. That the Bible predicts it. That Jesus says the sign of Jonah, 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the great fish. So that's what they're saying. Those 3 days come from.
Chinga tu madre. Nah.
Because the eclipse
I know.
passes over 7 cities named Nineveh. So,
I heard about that.
so they're saying
It's kind
that
of
this
crazy.
it is kind of
And
crazy.
they said,
What are the 7
Right,
cities that are called Nineveh in the United States?
One is Nineveh. the
Nineveh,
other one is
Mississippi,
Nineveh.
Nineveh, Kentucky,
Nineveh,
Alameda, Nineveh, Acapuria.
So wait, I actually looked into it, and
There are 7 cities.
they're more than 7
that
cities
have-
named Nineveh, but they're not technically in the shadow of the eclipse. Some of them are a little off to
Yeah.
the side, but they count them anyway because people like to fit in.
Yeah, they gotta
Right,
make it
right,
work.
right.
Yeah.
Their
They're
like,
conspiracy
"We're
has to be
Nineveh."
true.
Remember, they're the main characters.
So you're expecting a blackout. But see,
He's hoping for a blackout.
you see, because conspiracy.
I want a blackout too. Blackouts are fun.
Because conspiracy comes out of this niggas.
You remember the summer blackout?
That's what I'm
of,
saying.
like,
I'm cool.
Bitch,
Oh,
shut
2004?
up. Because conspiracy leaks out of this nigga's pores. I didn't ask you about conspiracy theories, bitch. I'm asking you, Mike, what are you expecting to go in and what are you expecting to come out as far as your perspective of this thing called an eclipse?
I'm hoping it is biblical. I'm hoping. I want it to be biblical. All right? That's how
Okay.
far I'm going to go with this. I want it to be biblical, but I know for a fact, and maybe it's not a fact, but maybe it is. You know, where I
you're like
just don't
99%.
see. Yeah, it's like 99% that I know nothing's going to happen but a blackout. I mean,
Oh, that's
but an eclipse. My bad.
Oh,
But
yeah.
an eclipse.
I guess I'm the same. 99%. Nothing's gonna happen. But there's always that 1% you never know.
Right. So
you never
but
know,
let's
you know?
again, because it's in his
Hey.
essence of conspiracy.
Well,
I'm asking you've never seen an eclipse, right?
I'll tell you this. I called the pandemic before it occurred.
So did I.
Okay.
I took my
called-
kids out of school before you said anything.
Oh man, my kids were long out of school before that. Like I was like 2020, the end of January, I pulled my kids out. Like
So
yeah,
you've
it's
never
happening.
seen a total eclipse, a full total eclipse in your life.
I'm blind, so I never look up. I never
Right.
look past my shoes. You know what I'm saying?
So
Like when I walk like this, my head
He's
down.
focused.
so you're expecting to see this black dot shadow supposedly from the sun, and
Yeah, so now that I got
that's it.
glasses, yeah, I'm hoping to see, you know, what they describe in the movies, you know?
Bro. You're
Okay.
gonna be blown away.
What they describe in the movies is what you're expecting.
What they can't describe in the movie is the emotions.
That's what they describe in the movies?
No, but that's what they can't. You gotta see it. You feel it. You're like, I remember the emotional feeling of it happening.
We looked at each other
Yo.
so gay.
Guys, I don't think you guys understand. I live 5 minutes from the lake.
Okay.
Lake Erie, right? Bro, the amount of stars you can see is amazing. The North Star, you'll always be able to see it because I'm right
I've been
north.
to Puerto Rico. I know the view.
Polaris.
So
Puerto Rico. Nah.
This is America.
and
Go back to
I haven't
Mexico.
I haven't told I haven't told you of going to the observatory, the satellite dish that they have on the
Oh,
mountain.
you went?
Nigga.
I wanted to go, but it broke. You know, it fell.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I know. I missed it.
I went there like in 2000 and
Yeah. He pissed on it.
I went there way back when, and it was because my cousin and I were getting high, drunk, driving around, and I ran out of gas. And I only see signs because my Spanish was even worse back then. Of this observatorio, which was observatory, and my cousin was like, "No, nigga, we can't go in there. We're not allowed in there." I'm like, "Bro, we need gas. Whatever that place is, they're gonna have gas." Nigga, we went up. We got 2 military soldiers with M16s, and they were like, nope.
Aquí no hay.
You're gonna have to park and wait in the morning and get a ride and get gas and come back and fill it up and da 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 da. Nigga, when I told them who my grandma was, they were like, come in. We need your ID. Bro, they drove us inside the middle of the dish. They had a gas station. And they literally gave us a cup of gasoline. They were like, we know la doña, yeah. We're going to ask her about it tomorrow. This is all the gas you need to make it there. So go straight. When you make a left, make it right. We were like, trying to focus and shit. Because like, yo, they were going to abandon us.
Your grandma's la doña Ñeña?
Yeah. Show some respect, bro.
Do you need gas?
Do you need gas?
All right, we're getting off topic here. All right, just in your what you think, basically. Okay. Just tell me, just express the eclipse, or like, you know, go ahead.
So I don't, biblically, the sun is supposed to receive power, okay, and destroy a third of the world during the tribulation period. Now, I don't see anything beyond that as far as like an eclipse. You know what I'm saying? Something we could even allude to an eclipse.
As being the way it happens.
Yeah, because that whole story of Jonah that they're telling is so far-fetched.
Yeah.
It's so far-fetched, bro. It's like you're reaching mad hard.
Yeah.
To say that the darkness that is going to occur is just us being in a belly of a whale. And this is going to, they don't even realize this is only going to last for like four minutes. Granted,
if that,
it's the longest. Well, it's going to be 4 minutes. It's going to be the longest eclipse that we've ever seen in history in our generational life, right?
Yeah.
Like, for example, the oldest one that lasted longer than that, like the last one, the last longest one was 2 minutes. So this is going to be double that time.
That was like when we went, it was like 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's the one that was only 2 minutes. And then it's like the one that occurred.
But it depends where you are, because the further up you go, the faster it's gonna happen.
See, but when you ask that question, it's a stupid question, because they're all the same amount of length of time. What you're describing is the longest one that crosses land that we observe. You're measuring the time of observance.
They're saying, what they're saying is how slow this is gonna occur as far as the you know, I like that, right?
Illuminati. Take a picture, post it online.
The amount of time that the amount of time that the solar eclipse passes is the same amount of time.
So gay.
It doesn't change.
I think it does.
So, but
depending
that's
on
the thing, bro.
the
that's what I'm
level
trying to explain.
Where the moon is at and the time of day. I think it does. Because the moon's, remember, the moon, it's going this way. The earth is rotating this way. So it's kind of like following it. Right? So, I don't know.
So you admit.
I don't know.
So you admit this proves a planar solar system.
A planar?
A flat. He means flat. He's saying flat. He's
the solar system, relatively, the solar system is flat. I said this before. The whole universe is flat. Ish. You know, relatively, it's flat.
Right? And then it's flat, but then we have stars above that, right?
No.
Stars are all around us.
Huh?
Full circle.
Right, all around. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's not flat. The universe is not flat.
I mean, relatively, it's flat.
It's just a poor way of describing something that's not flat.
No,
the galaxy.
I think
not the universe.
I think you're
the galaxy is not flat.
So if you took a picture of the galaxy and I put it right on the table, it's going to be a circle.
It looks flat to us, but when you start zooming in, there's no flatness.
I said relative. You
so
know what
why?
I said? Relatively, it's
why
flat.
Is it
flat?
Why is it that we can time this event if we're only using only a planar what is it called, you ever seen that thing that they have that it's like It shows you the time using like the stars. They have like a whole freaking like I don't even know how to describe it, bro.
A planetarium?
It's so yeah, it's like a planetarium, but they can actually use it as far as like checking to see where stars were at a certain year.
Yeah, because they move, so we can track them backwards if we know which way they're going.
Very simple.
If we know how fast they're moving in a certain direction, we could rewind the time.
They're showing how everything flows in such a pattern, actually, that we can say, oh, that's why this was over here.
Yeah.
You know, because of the pattern that it moves in.
Yeah, remember, okay, so in the middle, okay, I'm going to give you in the middle of our galaxy is a black hole, which is almost like imagine there's a hole and a drain and all the water going around it. Everything's moving together in the same direction. That's why all the stars
we know it's water above us.
Yeah.
It's waters.
So because everything's moving in the same direction relatively to us, they move very slightly. It's not moving. They're not moving a lot. Huh?
Do you think there's water in space?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's planets made out of water, guaranteed.
You don't think space, though, is made out of water?
The
vacuum of space?
Wait, above the atmosphere, you're saying? No, it's just, there's nothing. It's a void. It's the absence of things.
Above all that. It's absence. That's what you
there's nothing
are
there.
accepting in your life. No.
Yeah, there's nothing there.
Do you think that the solar eclipse that's occurring on April 8th, do you think that it will change your perspective of Earth,
The universe?
You gotta understand. I feel like this actually confirms more for me of a flat Earth.
Oh, that's interesting.
Interesting. Without so we want to do a follow-up, basically. That's why I asked the question. A follow-up of where your mindset is before and where your mindset is after. And after you saying that it confirms your conspiracy theories, it just proves to me in my mind that you can't change these niggas' minds. They're stuck on the flat.
Why do you say it confirms? Why do you say it confirms the flat?
Okay, because all right, like I said, because of the patterns of the stars, and not only that, but bro, you know how many constellations are just always in the same spot? I remember I brought up the pyramids being under the Orion's belt.
That's how they find planets.
Bro,
why?
Because they move. They're different than the rest of the stars. Everything's pretty much in the same.
So, exactly.
In recorded history, it's pretty much almost the same. Completely
the same.
Not completely. Almost completely. Because they do move. They shift slightly.
You're talking about 0.0 something.
Yeah.
Shift.
Yeah.
Which is completely. We can be the ones who are off. You get what I'm saying?
Well, we can measure it. We were measuring for hundreds of years.
Wait,
well, that's what I'm trying to say.
You said that we see the same constellations all the time?
Yeah, like for example, like you know how we're saying, yeah, I mean we
like the Big Dipper,
always in the same, yeah,
Orion's
the Big Dipper,
belt,
the North Star, the Orion's belt.
Why wouldn't we keep seeing them?
Because if we're supposedly in this clusterfuck of crazy going around the sun,
but you're thinking random. It's not random. And the sun's
traveling through time and space, and all this shit's happening. If that's the case, bro, a long time ago, we're talking about our world spinning. On top of that, there's no way those stars would be in line till this day.
Yeah, but they're all moving together.
Bro,
just like that image behind them.
They're not random. They're not random. They're moving together.
Just like the image behind them.
Everything's moving together.
Just like the image behind him.
Yeah, everything's moving together at the same. Remember, the black hole's in the middle.
It's a bad explanation,
and it's spinning around.
Not only that,
it's a bad explanation.
It's not an explanation. It's a description.
Yeah, let me give you another description.
The description
in comparison.
bad.
If you saw a jet, a supersonic jet that goes 3,000 miles per hour,
We just
you
hear it. We won't be able to see it.
time out.
Yeah.
Let me give you the description first.
1,000 miles an hour.
3,000 miles per hour, and it's
It
thousands.
sounds like a boom.
Hold on, but the plane is thousands of miles in the air. I mean, it just looks like a dot. You would see that dot,
Yeah.
for a hot minute, right?
You would actually see it would actually move quite slow.
It would look really slow, and it would
Not
be there
even,
for a
not
minute.
even. He just said 3,000 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Right.
We look at jets that go like.
Let's say, okay, so let's dumb it down.
500. Yeah.
Let's just 500 miles per hour. The jet's going
500.
500 miles per hour. And
You're
it's
gonna have
down-
to slow that down,
Right.
And
And then
because
you
look, even those jets, those fighter jets, for
Yeah.
example, that go 500 miles, bro. You know how fast those look at,
Right, but
actually,
you're losing
in
track,
comparison
right?
to a
So
regular plane.
would you agree
Yeah, but
that
it depends on the height too, right?
You would agree
the
that
higher it is, the slower it looks like it's going.
so you would
Nah,
agree that the
I'm talking
farther
about even if you look at a fighter jet. So this is the thing out here. We have like we can look from there's like a time where everybody goes to the lake and we look at all the fighter jets that pass by. You know what I'm saying? And these niggas booking.
Yeah, but they're probably
Like-
slow. Can you hear them?
We have an Air Force base, yeah. So with
So if you
all
can
their
hear them,
planes
that
and
means that
shit,
they're
so-
really low. If they're
Bro.
higher, if they're high enough,
guys,
you won't be able to hear
guys,
them.
back
You
to
got-
flat Earth. Back,
Wait,
back,
he's
back
almost there.
here.
He's almost there. Listen,
I'm saying
because
is you
if
got
they're
some at
high
different
up,
He's
levels.
not. He's not.
if but if they're really high, they look like they're
gotta
moving
come
guys,
slower.
you're
You
missing
gotta-
the whole point of bringing this up. This is why you're saying he's not there. You're not
Yes,
even there.
yes,
You're
yes.
you're helping
I
to get
what
more
you're
lost.
saying.
What am I
This is what I'm
saying?
saying. I get what you're saying as far
What
as
am I saying?
like the higher it is, the slower it's gonna look, right?
Yeah.
Moving. But this is what I'm trying to show you is that when looking at a fighter jet, bro, a freaking what is it called? Yeah, like a jet plane, whatever, right? That the U.S. Air Force uses.
You pick it, whatever ship you want to call it.
Russia.
Yeah,
Speed, whatever.
bro,
You pick the speed. You pick the plane.
you can see
Whatever it is,
still
the higher it is, the slower it
significantly
moves.
how fast. Well, I'm talking about in comparison to a regular plane. Like if I'm going from here to Puerto Rico,
You see,
that
you're
plane
going
is
back.
gonna
You
be
see,
looking,
again, we're
But
losing.
just pick one ship.
I'm trying to make a point, and you're losing it by comparing planes and the speed.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is that the distance matters. So the sun, the galaxy, it's still moving. It's so far that your brain can't comprehend that. Even though it's moving to us, it doesn't look like it moves at all. You see the same constellations because they're so
for
fucking
thousands of years.
Bro,
Yeah.
you don't understand
Human
the distance.
existence.
You see, you're comparing the distance in miles. We're talking about light years away. The distance is so far, our brain can't possibly fit it in how large it is. And because of that, and because we could agree that seeing a plane going 500 miles per hour all the way in the sky is the same as if it flew right above our head. If you
Sounds
could
very
understand that
indoctrinating.
small little concept and you agree that that makes sense, now multiply that by a distance that your brain can't compute. And of course, you're
sound
going to still
very
see the same
indoctrinated.
things. It's so
I
far
think-
away. Listen, it's so far away that we technically don't know the real distance. We're assuming, based on this simple mathematic, that we assume that light travels at 168,000 miles per second
in the vacuum.
in the vacuum. We're assuming that all that. So our brain is just not capable of understanding that distance. That's why you see them, and it looks like nothing ever changes. It looks like the complete exact same. That's all I wanted to say.
But they do change.
They absolutely change.
Yeah, they do shift. From the 1800s to today, that North Star has shifted 1 degree.
Probably
You see
not
what I'm
even
saying?
that.
Yeah.
And that's if our math is correct now, or was it correct then? You get what I'm saying?
Well, we've been
This is
measuring
what I'm
it
trying to say.
from then to now, so we at least know that 100
We're
years.
getting way closer to our
what
math.
I'm saying is 100-year difference, bro. You're talking about two different scientists, right? Who have two different perspectives, who are going to include certain things that this guy didn't include.
But they write it down, so we know.
But this is what I'm trying to say is that even when we look at a person's math, right, and how they derived their solution, right, in order sometimes for a person within the science field to let's say reach
a hypothesis, they have to do many conclusions.
Yeah.
And many
so
tests.
It takes right.
Yeah,
So-
but because
so
they wrote it down, we could always review it later on.
Yeah, and this goes
We can
back for
review-
ancient times.
That's what I'm trying to say. So if we're seeing a percent off, or to me, let me tell you something. It's too insignificant for me because we're talking about, let's say hypothetically, humans been here for 6,000 years. If that is the case, right? Everything else to me is simply science fiction.
How long have we been here for?
Understand? 6,000 years.
6,000 years. Let's say that 6,000 years is our recorded journal. Everything that we've written down. Just talking
That's
about
what we got.
journaling.
6,000 years worth
6,000
of information.
That we
We don't have nothing beyond that
right
It's like nothing.
for human existence.
6,000 is nothing.
is
Right.
so when you look at space, when I look at space, and I think about a star that goes supernova.
Supposedly, we're gonna see one on our lifetime.
That was a
Supposedly.
good supernova sound.
We see a supernova.
It's,
That is the past. We're looking at the past
'Cause it's
because
so far away.
even light is because space is so big. Even light takes a dumb long time. So when we're saying that mankind has only been around doodling on walls and sharing information, shit that we've learned for 6,000 years,
Okay.
think about the gap in knowledge that we have
okay. Okay, can I say
when you
can I say
compare
something
those
that
two
can,
realities.
can I say something that's gonna shift things a little bit here? All right, so that's your perspective, right? Your belief, and honestly, it doesn't make you, break you. It doesn't, it's not gonna take away your salvation if you're wrong.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
Still
So it's
not
fine.
going to heaven.
It's fine. But for me and my house, bro, let me tell you something. We're gonna serve the Lord. All right.
And be in my house.
Nah, so like how like the Bible talks about how God positioned the stars in heaven. These things were positioned. In my perspective, like they weren't. I don't know. I think they hold positions in heaven as the Bible describes, and that's why they will never leave those positions.
But they do.
But they don't.
We've recorded them move.
Yeah. And when you talk about
them move, like
and
what?
when you
what
say
are we recording?
and when you say position, you just
the positions we've recorded them move. Okay, so in essence, all the zodiac symbols that we have, the things 6,000 years ago, they were shifted over a little bit different.
Well, what makes you think that when God says He positions them there, that they're stationary? How does positioning something there automatically suggest that it's stationary?
No.
Where do you draw that
I'm
from?
I'm suggesting that there are some stationaries, stars,
Luminaries.
and then you have stars that do move,
Luminaries.
but they move in a pattern. You understand?
That's what we're
why
telling
we
you.
can. No, I'm saying you have stationary stars that are just there, that hold a certain position.
wait,
And then
but
you have
we're
stars.
literally telling you that.
You said that there's stars that don't move. No, you said that.
Well, we said because of the
everything shifted.
distance, some move at a different speed than others.
But they're all moving.
The ones that are further away look like they're moving slower than the ones that are closer. Just like if a plane flies over your head versus one going up high in the sky, even though they're traveling at the same speed, one looks like it's slower than the other because of
Right.
your perspective.
Some are so
Right,
far that
but
they
I'm-
look like they
I'm
never
telling you-
move.
Yeah.
Right.
Some
right.
are so far they look like they'll never ever move. But guess what?
Wait.
They're moving.
But
And it's
they're
also
not.
possible they're moving with us.
Very possible that they move.
We
forward.
have, for example, we have constellations that have remained in such a stationary position, right? That, like, for example, the Orion's belt seems so stationary because it's an accumulation of stars, right? It's a combination of stars, right?
But it's still moving, right?
No, no, it's not. If it were to move, we're talking about. This is the crazy thing, bro, about the pyramids. The craziest thing about the pyramids is the fact that that is such in line with the constellations for thousands of years, and people make such a big deal about 0.016 something, such a small number, bro.
But did you ever think that
supposed shift?
Do you think
This
that
is
they
only
built the
told to
pyramids
us on
because? Do you think they built the pyramids based on those stars because they
Yes,
noticed, hey, those are the only
1000%,
ones that look like they're not moving that much? Because everything else is shifting, and they're like, these are very solid. Let's make our
That's
pyramids
not
based on
true.
that.
That's not true either, because we have other pyramids around the world that are aligned with a specific constellation
So they chose,
or a specific star.
but not all of them, right? Because stars,
All of them.
stars, our constellations
All
are
of them.
shifting.
No, that's your belief. But this
That
what I'm trying to
constellations
tell
are
you
shifting?
is that that's new. You have different sciences throughout history. Throughout history, there are different scientific perspectives.
Yeah, but
is
we
what
can
I'm trying
check
to
on
say
them
here.
and see if they're correct or not.
So you're literally describing the Truman
But
Show
that's
where
what I'm
we're
trying to
in
say.
a dome and those stars never move and they stay there. It just, so this goes to my first question when we started, and I want to bring it back there. I want to bring it back because you had said I'm jumping the gun. This is the perfect time to interject.
Yeah.
One of my things when I talk to flat earthers, yo ass, for example, or anyone, when they're describing a belief or a theory or something, a topic, I'm like, but make it make sense, right?
So my thing is this, right? Is you see how you said make it make sense? The problem is that you have your perspective and you're gonna hold tight and strong to your perspective.
Right. We're
Right?
talking about psychology. I got you.
Without considering the possibility of the next person's. And yes, it's very psychological. And we're dealing with a psychological warfare.
So
in
I'm
this world.
trying to hear the other perspective, because the perspective that I have was not something that I came up with. It's not my knowledge. It's what I've learned.
I understand.
And when let me finish. When I learned it and they explained it to me, you know what I gathered? This shit makes sense. So I'll go back to the same question. Make flat earth make sense. In my little limited brain, up is down, down goes up, and then it spins around and ta-da. Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
When the round earthers, the regular earthers, or whatever you want to call them, when they describe this shit to me, even as a kid, even now, I'm like, this shit makes sense.
Right. So you grew up in the public school system, right?
Yes.
So
With no jeans on,
With no jeans.
Yeah,
I
with
was
no jeans.
properly dressed until high school.
he wore
Yeah.
slacks.
And a
Yeah.
bow tie.
What
It
a
gets
fuck.
worse.
yeah,
guy's Tucker
he needs his own episode on behind the scenes. And so this is what happens is that you go to, let's say, public school, right? Public school indoctrinates us completely in their beliefs, their belief system. The what is it?
The scientific community.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and let me tell you, there are two different perspectives in the science communities.
I'm sure there's
excuse
more
me.
than that.
There's more than that, yeah.
Yeah, because that's
A
how you
lot more
get.
than
That's
that.
how you get to science. You have to question everything,
Right.
and
And
you
we all
have to
have
find
different
evidence. If there's no
questions.
evidence, then there's we kind of brush it to the side.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
So,
So for me to sit here and say, I can understand your perspective, I understand where you're coming from, right? But I can't sit here and say, hey, I don't know which scientific perspective you're truly holding to, like what scientist are you actually following here, because there are different scientists who battle back and forth on perspective constantly throughout history.
Beautiful.
You know, so yeah, it's
as the way it should
for
be.
me, as the way it should be. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So as for me and my house, we'll serve the Lord. That's all I can say.
Yeah. All right, well, we're gonna celebrate Neil deGrasse Tyson. We're gonna sing a song to him. Actually, can you close your eyes and bow your head? Neil deGrasse, please hear us. Yo, you ever seen the guy that prayed to Donald Trump when he was getting arrested?
I love that guy. It's the funniest thing I think the internet provided.
So when I say
He's
make
like,
it
Lord,
make sense,
Lord Trump.
Help me, Trump. Hear me, Trump.
can flat earthers create a video or some kind of display that is simple like this one? This is the solar eclipse that you will be witnessing on April 8th. All right. And what I love about this narrative, it makes sense. Like visually, this is like picture
I'm in
books.
the darkest. Look at the dark line that's going over my property.
Well, let's watch it happen. So you see what's happening there, right? You see this purple thing?
Yeah,
press
we
play,
can.
bro.
We can.
It doesn't have sound.
We know our.
That's a Jewish laser.
You see that shape? And by the way, that shape makes more sense on a flat Earth.
What shape? The
You see that little
squiggly.
squiggle? How it squiggles? Yeah. On a
See it
flat
happening?
Earth, it's a straight.
That's a Jewish laser shooting at him. Let me see this. Hold on.
Oh, lo dañó. Now we're upside down again.
That's from the moon's perspective, just blasting the earth. It's from the sun. This is, look, the sun is over here. Wait, this is the moon.
That's
The
moon.
sun is back here somewhere, actually. And that's how it's blocking the sun.
I like how they had to use a flat.
Bro, I just told you, all this is flat, bro.
Right?
Except for Neptune.
The moon has this flat orbit around the sun.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, around the Earth.
Around the earth, yeah.
Around the Earth, and then the Earth has a flat orbit around the moon.
There it goes.
Right?
It's. I wouldn't call it flat. I would call it stable. Because otherwise it'll be going up and around and up and around. That purple line is a Jewish laser. Just burning Hawaii.
Look how far. We still don't even see the sun. There you go. Look how far. 90 million miles away. We're seeing this little event happen. See, this makes sense. The sun is covering, the moon is covering the rays of the sun, causing this event to happen. And it
You're
lines
saying
up.
it makes sense. It's crazy.
Absolutely.
Bro,
So-
you're looking at it.
You're looking at it.
We're looking at it. We're looking at a
Look at the
computer
there's-
generated image right now.
There's the moon, and the moon is casting a shadow because the sun is behind it. And we only
Okay.
get to see this partially because it's only going to last. It's only going to scrape this part of the earth from this water. What is it, Pacific? I think that's a specific.
From Atlantic to Pacific.
That's it. In other words, all these niggas out here, they ain't see shit.
No, they're gonna be sleeping.
They're going to be nighttime mode.
Tight.
They're tight. No.
Yo, you heard how many people might be coming to this part of the world just to see
All the
this
people that are
event?
going to be saved.
All the people. This is why the government's saying, "Hey,
We're gonna be distracted in the air.
Hold on,
We're gonna be
hold on.
distracted.
Hold on. Look, you see the
It's gonna
way
be a
from this
distraction.
angle, Mike. You see from this angle.
Yeah.
Okay, it's pretty straight. Okay, from
Mm-hmm.
the angle over here, however Jose had it before, if I can freaking fix it, it's wiggly. It looks wiggly from the perspective. How do you turn this around, bro? How'd you do this?
Now,
We're pro, baby. I play with balls.
Where the hell is the thing? I lost it now. There it goes. You see how it's kind of squiggly from this angle? Because it's sphere. But if I was to take this map and flatten it out, that'll make a straight line.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
My thing is what happens over here at the end.
The shadow, it goes off the edge into space. That's why it goes. That's what I was saying before. When he said 4 minutes, it's 4 minutes when it's almost head on. As it goes further out, the shadow becomes elongated in an angle because it's going around the edge and it goes off into space.
So it looks like a
Yeah.
Like just a horizon.
So
like a half horizon.
Yeah. So the shadow will go faster as it's going towards the edge higher. You know what I'm saying?
It'll stretch.
It'll stretch, go faster. Just like if you take a ball and put a shadow on it, you'll see it. It'll stretch out and then it speeds off. Yeah.
Because right. You see how that makes sense?
You see how that makes sense?
Nothing that the flat earthers say makes any sense. You need God and mystical powers and mystical gemstones to make it happen. Whereas this is like, nah, God is saying, listen, God is like, nah, there's some real math behind this.
Yeah,
I'll show you some shit.
I'm gonna tell you explain. I'm gonna just say it'll be quick how I understand this in
layman's terms.
No, like a Christian perspective. God set up this like a clock, and it's supposed to follow a certain pattern always. So when I see this, all I see is God's handiwork making a clock. So the way I view it is, if scientists from every field, and they get better and they learn more about whatever their science field is, they would have no choice but to admit that this is made by God. That's the way I see it. Because if they're looking for truth, they will find truth no matter how they look for it. So when I see the Earth model like this, I'm like, they're going to find God in this. Because what a coincidence that the moon is making an eclipse on the Earth, but nowhere else in the solar system.
Yeah, but
that's obviously that we're special. It's clear. Okay? They may say no in their hearts. You know, they may resist it.
So you're saying,
but this is proving God's handiwork.
This model here proves God's handiwork.
No, not the model, but what we see going on around us in space
proves that God works.
To me, for other people, they were like, "Oh no, this is science. This proves no God." Okay, then how do you explain the fact that our moon is so big compared to our Earth, and we never see that anywhere else in the whole universe? That's impossible. Right. You know what I'm saying? This shows that God put that moon there, not that it was just popped up out of nowhere. You know,
God put that moon there, and there's He put that moon there. And you know what's crazy is that there's certain things. This is what I'm trying to say. Like, all right, how is it that we claim to know more about our solar system than we do our oceans?
There's nothing interesting down there. Nobody cares.
That's what that's so crazy, bro. Because that's the narrative they go with.
Wait, hold on.
To keep us looking in space instead of underwater.
I'm going to tell you to do this because you drive around, you talk to people. Ask people, would they rather invest money to have people explore the ocean or have people go to space? And I bet you 99% of the people are going to say, yes, space, obviously. So that's what the government puts their money towards. Nobody cares about the ocean.
Do you want to see underwater monsters
or aliens?
Or aliens. What do you want?
I'm aliens. I'm probably aliens all the way. To me, there's nothing interesting.
That's whack. I want to see a fucking kraken. I want to see I want to see mermaids. I want to see.
But not to say that the government's not funding that. They do fund NOAA to check underwater, but there's not much going on down there. You know, you're gonna find more biologists than anything else trying to go down there. You know. But for NASA, there's so much more that needs to be invested that it just takes over a lot more of the psyche. You know, people think about it more. They're more interested in it. They're more fascinated by it. We already know what's down there, sort of. So it's kind of like whatever. You know, we know that there's creatures down there. We don't know what they look like. They're undiscovered. But even the undiscovered ones are not really interesting.
So you believe that science proves God's existence as a Christian?
Yeah, I think that. If we pursue science, we're gonna find God. Because God created all this.
I've been saying that same line
since before he wore jeans.
Before time. Oh,
and never went to college.
No, but because it makes sense. Every discovery that we keep making leads to another thirst for another thing. When we talked about the periodic table, for example, we clearly see there are elements missing. I believe that, just like you said, the closer we get to understanding the things around us, the more we're going to be like, oh yeah, obviously it's
the teleological argument. I think that's the right one, where they say, hey, if gravity was a little bit stronger, there'd be no Earth, or if the speed of light was a little bit faster, there'd be no life, Or, if the Earth was just a little bit further away from the sun, there'd be no life. Like, it's perfect. You know what I mean? Everything's perfect just for we can have life.
It's
just so we could talk here like monkeys.
And the other thing, was it you that said that we're the only planet that gets an eclipse? Who said that to me?
Yeah, we're the only planet that gets an eclipse. Yeah, because the moon doesn't perfectly cover the sun anywhere else.
Yo, Noel, chill.
And it's
chill.
not all the time either. We talked about this.
But you're not saying like Jupiter or Saturn with its moons doesn't experience eclipses.
They get no eclipses.
They get zero eclipses.
Even if the moon gets in front of the sun, it does nothing for it.
You're gonna make him.
I'm not talking about our moon. Their moon. I'm talking about their moon.
Their moon does nothing. Their moon is so small. Our moon is the biggest moon, I think, in the whole galaxy, the universe. I mean, solar system. I think our moon is the biggest one.
I don't know that there's
our moon is almost as big as Mercury. I think our moon is bigger than Pluto.
I'm gonna ask my son. Yo, bro, that nigga is so smart, bro. We were in the park earlier today, right? And the parents, were all chilling or whatever.
It's the fourth largest. Our moon, Earth. Remember, we got Jupiter, Saturn, Neptune is huge, Uranus is huge, and our moon is the fifth largest.
Especially Jose's.
But we're definitely not the only planet that experiences eclipses.
No, we have
in the universe.
Maybe not the universe.
Okay, but in our solar system.
But we don't know about that. Like, we may never reach that before Christ comes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We may never know.
We may never know that.
That's beautiful.
And God may put that there just for giggles. To be like, it has an eclipse, but you'll never see that. So don't worry about it.
It has an eclipse, but you'll never see it.
You'll never even know about it. I put it behind the other star. You'll never see it.
But you're saying in this solar system, there are no other eclipses that occur.
Not the way we see it.
Not the way we see it. I like that answer.
Again, the moon goes in front of the sun on other planets, but they don't block it out the way it blocks us out for us.
Yeah.
Remember what I was telling you about the one in 2023, the annular eclipse?
Yeah.
Where the moon is a little bit further out, so it doesn't really block the sun out. That's another thing, Mike. It doesn't. Not every eclipse blocks out the sun completely. Some of them don't block out the sun.
So why is it so
like
perfect? That. We're talking about a perfect
because of Jesus
aligning. Bro.
Just believing. Listen, God created things, bro. I'm gonna get you to become a Christian, guaranteed.
Noel, I am not saying.
You're telling me that God made.
Yeah, I know. That's not what I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying. This is the gaslighting, bro.
That's our favorite word.
Hey, we should get a gas chamber.
We should. Oh, gas mask every time he says it.
Y'all are the biggest gaslighters I know.
No, but it's perfect.
We're saying that
it's perfectly like that to show times and seasons, and that's why God did that. I mean, at least again, this is just me. I'm just a lonely guy that lives in Brooklyn.
And to me, when I saw the eclipse happen, because I saw the one that happened in 2017. To me, it was like, there's absolutely no way God doesn't exist.
Yeah, no, 100%.
It's impossible.
That's what I'm saying.
My science, my evolutionary, my science, my Star Trek, live long and prosper, that heart was like, it's okay. God is real. Yeah. It's like, oh, shit.
You can still play with us.
Yeah, you can still play with this. Real. And maybe if you keep playing with us, you'll find out that we'll confirm God is real too. But it's okay. God is real. And it could happen this way.
But that's what I'm saying. They can't. Nobody could tell you the emotional feeling you get watching the eclipse.
I don't know if everyone's experiences the same emotion. That's why I want to know what this nigga thinks. Because he's such a conspiracy theorist that I don't even think he believes in God.
I'm going to look at the eclipse. And let me tell you. It's gonna be a good eclipse.
I'm gonna come.
It's gonna be huge.
I'm coming.
I'm gonna come.
I'm gonna come.
So to you, does believing in the round earth, does that take away from the existence of God in your mind?
What did he say? No.
No, but I understand. I think I understand Mike's argument.
That's the gaslighting
Stop
that you guys are
my
doing
camera,
to me.
bro.
Yo, Mike, tell me if I understand your argument correctly. What he's saying is that this scientific model that they put out there for us to believe, it's made in a way or presented in a way that, hey, you don't need God. This is all science. You know, this, we have a natural explanation for all this. So this takes away from God, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what I'm saying
not
is,
saying,
keep going.
Wait.
Keep looking.
I'm saying
Listen.
there's many, because I'm saying there's many models created because it's all theoretical on our human, right? So it's like, to be honest, for me, it's neither here nor there. That's why I opened up from the beginning and stated this isn't a make or break situation. It's more of a, what's your perspective? And I'll tell you my perspective. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's like, it's like I want something to convince me otherwise. Just as you guys may subconsciously feel the same way. You know, you guys are looking for something like, this is a perspective I hold and maintain until something proves me wrong otherwise. And that is my message for the day.
Amen.
You guys?
I'm okay with this.
This was GED Squared. Get your GEDs, kids.
That's what this was. Yo, you didn't compliment my pink microphone.
First off, I was looking at your peach and pink microphones.
It's kind of fire.
And I was like, damn, I wish I had me like a...
How is mine peach?
It's kind of fire. I'm not going to lie. I like this.
Like a yellow one.
We got a bunch of different colors.
Nice.
We decided to get fruity with it.
So the flat. So it is not. Wait. Because I always had it in my mind that your belief was flat Earth is proof that God exists, and the round Earth is the enemy trying to convince all you guys through science that God doesn't exist. You're saying
everything you just said was something you made up in your head.
Sure.
I never said that.
No, I literally started when I said that. I said in my mind. I literally started with that phrase. That's what I just said. In my mind, your perspective was flat Earth is God, and they're hiding it, and the conspiracy, the government's hiding that it's flat because it proves that God is real. That's what was in my head. Yeah. Because
that's what you researched on flat Earth. And
that's what I think about you. I literally started in my mind. I thought your belief was that, or flat earthers' belief is that God is real, and flat Earth clearly shows God is real because he's holding the sun and the moon and sheltering us and keeping us warm and waving these little balls of sun and moon. And
I mean, technically,
that could be a literal
interpretation.
Yeah, which I'm okay with. I don't know if that's why they want to read the Bible. We want to read literally. I don't think it's like that always. I think sometimes the Bible has allegories, and sometimes it has stories, and sometimes it has poetry. I don't think it's completely literal in the way that we think exactly what the words say is what.
Do you think that it will change this nigga's perspective of the flat Earth?
I don't think so, because he said that he agrees. He says that he believes that the eclipse proves more the flat Earth. But I am gonna say that he's gonna have an emotional experience. This is gonna make him research a little bit. I think so. Your kids,
I'm hoping that that's the case.
Yo, your kids watching this is gonna make your heart cry. I promise you. Your kids watch. I almost want to cry now thinking about how crazy those kids were going. They were like monkeys in the zoo, bro. They couldn't. Yeah, exactly. That's literally what they were acting like, right? You saw the video. They were like monkeys in the zoo, bro. They couldn't believe it. And when I go this time, I'm gonna bring all my little ones with me. They're gonna freak out, bro. I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yeah.
So where are you guys gonna watch the eclipse?
I'm gonna go upstate. I'm hoping it's not cloudy. That's my only fear.
I haven't decided whether to go, but if I do go, I'll probably just meet up with this nigga, because I've been trying to get Jesse to go, but he's
bro.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, lost in the sauce.
Rent
I love you,
Airbnb.
Jesse.
Rent an Airbnb. Come out here to Ohio. See where it's really coming through. First of all,
the real eclipse.
And
Not
The
your
real
fake,
Eclipse.
not the fake one you have in New York.
I'll make burgers, hot dogs, brisket, whatever we want.
You should have planned it like that.
I should have, man.
You're an idiot.
I'm an idiot. Yeah.
That shit would have been all free.
That'd have been fun too.
Hell yeah. We would have
I
got
got
high.
two-
Ooh.
Would've
I got
got high
two
and
deep
watched that.
freezers. I got two deep freezers full of meat. All right.
Wow.
In
Vari-
case the
various
theory is true
meats.
that it's the end of the world.
Hey yo, this guy.
Damn right.
All right, guys. That was
Who'da had
GD
a-
Squared.
Who'da had a
Enjoy the eclipse. Let us know what your comments are, and we'll follow up with a clip to see if this idiot over here actually converts to real Christianity.
Islam.
and get your GEDs, kids.